What's up to all my coffee beans this morning? Welcome to Coffee and Conversation. I am your host, Tay Biz. We getting right into it today. You know what I'm saying? We got our coffee. We got our breakfast blend from Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. Life is too short for bad coffee. There we go. I've been sipping on some coffee already, so let's take a little sip together. hmm There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy Tay Biz again. We are here for another show, Coffee and Conversation. We don't dive into our topic, our thumbnail today, which is desire versus logic, right? And so, definitely, I've been thinking about this particular topic here. I've been I've been privy to being able to be on other platforms, other channels and stuff, and also look at and view a lot of different YouTube channels and um there's a particular channel called It's Complicated on YouTube, and it's amazing content, amazing, amazing content. Um, Shout out to the creator of that channel. I think his name is Rob, but he's from Vegas. Excuse me, and he um, what he does is he goes on out in the street and he asks women questions in particular and guys too about different things. And I would show you some content, but I can't. I don't think. I think his channel is. They got to have permission to use his channel. I think he has some type of policy on it. But it's cool. I'll be able to get to it. I'll be able to show you some stuff in the future. uh, but yeah, so he asks questions, about relationships, about men, women, and he asking the questions based on the way society is set up now. I think what's happening now too, because a lot of people, and I had a conversation last night. A lot of people are definitely getting, you know, I guess irritated with certain topics, certain things, and so I'm seeing that wave happening. It's like, how come it's always men versus women, and how come this and the other, you know what I'm saying, and all that. And I don't like it either. I hate the fact that we live in a divided society when it comes to men and women. For some reason, you know, men and women are not unified like we used to be. And so, but there are so many loopholes and so many things that separate us, and separate us so to a point where it causes a person to go after each other. Um, there was a show. I can't remember the name of the show right now. It's coming. It's not coming to me, but there was a show where um no, it was a movie. It was a movie that came out on Netflix. The movie was about this guy who was he was a doctor. He was a scientist. And there was a specific chemical that when you were subject to it, what would happen is that person that you're in the room with, you will become so angry with the person that it changes your whole personality. Um, I forgot the name of this movie, man. Oh God, it's killing me. I'm going to find this real quick. It is a movie. It had a man that played Thor. He was in it. Um, yeah, my man that played Thor was in it, and I think the young guy that plays he played in he played in War was it War Dogs? But this movie was popular for a second. And so what happened again, but anyway, let's get to it. So what happened was this particular chemical would be the chemical that would cause you to respond in a way that was like evil towards a person, even though you wasn't even thinking about being evil. And so I brought that up because this is kind of like what's happening now is like if you notice there was a time where people were married for years and years and years, right? Unified years and years. And then it's like a switch happened. It's almost like it's almost like the person turned on you a little bit, right? And it's similar to the movie that I'm referring to. And I think that's what's happening now in society is that it's causing us to be against each other when we need to be unified with each other. Like more now than ever, men need women's support. Not like financial support. I ain't talking about Pookies and Ray Rays that's trying to get y'all money. I ain't talking about the little nut nut. I ain't talking about them. I'm not talking about that kind of support like that. Support as far as men who have issues, who go through certain things, especially when it comes to the government. Like there needs to be some type of support, right? And so the reason why I'm saying this in this way is because women's support for whatever they want to do is prevalent. Planned Parenthood, child support, alimony, all this kind of stuff. You like all of that is good. Government assistance, cash assistance, Section 8, vouchers, whatever. Like women can get whatever they want. They get supported. Um, I'm talking about from that perspective. They get supported, right? So no matter what situation happens, you know what I'm saying, whether it be you get divorced or whether it be, you with a man and you had a baby and then, y'all break up or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. Because even now, like if you live with a man for if you have lived with a man for more than 30 days or 90 days or something like that, you can get some type of assistance from him if y'all break up. Yeah, and it's real talk too. Um, so yeah, like there is a definite switch that happens. Um, and that switch that's turned on causes us to be against each other. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. I think that what needs to happen is that we need to stop listening to the government and we need to be unified, right? The name of the movie is called Spiderhead. It's on Netflix. I'm looking it up right now. I had to look it up. Spiderhead. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Miles Teller, uh, Journey Smollett, Smouye, Dave Chappelle, silly, and Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, that's the movie. So it's a movie that it's a sci-fi thriller is what it is, but really in reality. But he comes up with he enhances these chemicals or he inject these chemicals that enhance your different hormones and senses and things of that nature. So he have chemicals that increase your dopamine, or he has like chemicals that increase your sexual lust and desire, and like your anger and your fear, things like that. And it's called Spiderhead. Check out this movie, Spiderhead. It's a good movie. I think I gave it 4 claps on my rating system, but check out this movie. It's good. And I think that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening and on a legislation level. I think that's what's happening is that you have different things that are against one, and you have different things that are for the other. And We do need women to support us in that way. And I mean, it would be nice to have a group of women who had an organization that was like, "Yo, men are getting untreated are getting treated unfairly by the government," because that's really what it is, you know. And so when you look at women organizations and support for women, it's hundreds of them, but men's rights organizations is a less amount of them. So I think what would happen is if we were to get unified, if we were to come together instead of being against each other, we wouldn't even need these organizations. We wouldn't need none of that stuff if we came together legit, like wanting to be with each other, you know. Um, what say you? You know what I'm saying? Leave some comments, leave some in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking. You know, I think it's bad. I think it's bad that we are at this particular point. You know, um, and so we have to have these conversations because no, because people love to play a victim. They love to be a victim, man. Some people love that. Some people really love being a victim. They like the fact that they don't have to be accountable for anything. They like that kind of stuff. And so I think what's happening is that when you have an organization like the US government who will um enable you to not be accountable, that makes it even better for you to not be accountable because now you got support for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's with men and women, you know. So it's like at the end of the day, we need to get back to being together. The unity is lacking, man. And it's so bad to the point where even if you try to get some type have you noticed like people who are like when they get into a relationship, like other people be mad. You always with him. You always with her. It's like, yeah, I want to have a family. I want to do my thing. Like, yeah, I'm with this person, right? And so it's like, why are you jealous of that? And again, it's because of the situation. Things are causing. There are things on the outside that causes us to be at each other, fight, 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 and it's like, yo, you don't even need to do all that. You ain't got to fight. What you fighting for? Don't fight no more. You know what I'm saying? Put your hands down. Drop your hands. Relax. It's all good. Let's be together. And I think togetherness is the thing that we are not advocating for anymore. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing their thing. And the thing that they're doing is not good for them. You know, the culture of our society is non-existent. You know, it's non-existent. It's a melting pot of all kind of things that's happening. And we are in the brunt of it. And so we need to stop listening to, like I said, stop listening to the government all the time. Like, no, no, stay together. If you are married, stay married. Don't get divorced. It's more beneficial if you stay married. If you've been married for a long time, continue to stay married. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, you have certain conditions, of course, like infidelity or abuse and things like that. Of course, then leave. Yeah, but but if you have a good guy and you have a good woman, stay with that person. There's nothing out here. Trust me. It's nothing out here that's worth risking and losing everything you built for. There's nothing out here. All right. If you have what it takes to start over and be by yourself, hey, by all means. I didn't think I did, but I did. You know what I'm saying? After I got divorced, I was able to rebuild, and it took me a while, but I was able to do it, you know. But because you can't stay, you can't force a person to stay with you, right? But what you can do is um alleviate and get rid of all the stuff that's not good for you. You know what I'm saying? Social media and all this stuff. Looking at what somebody else is doing. Looking at, oh, the grass must be greener on the other side. It's social media. It's one big stage and there's a bunch of actors. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's one big old stage and it's a lot of actors. I mean, just like don't even fall into the temptations. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that we really, really need to take heed to. You know what I'm saying? Be together, be unified. You know what I'm saying? And not worrying about what somebody else is thinking and doing. Take care of your household, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's something that I think would be beneficial when it comes to um, our society. We wouldn't have to have these topics if we would just get unified, man. You know, and be subject to one another, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you got a family, if you're married, hey, stay married, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay married. I don't like the way they sleep. They snore all the time. Everything just bothers me. I'm just so irritated with them. It's like you gonna divorce them because of that? Dang. You didn't know you didn't know he or she was snoring before? Like, come on, man. We getting People getting divorced over some petty stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not happy anymore. Like, dang. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got married for happiness? Okay, well, to each his own, man. But nah, man. That's We got to get together, man. I mean, it is so much. Like I said, that movie Spiderhead is a good movie. You will understand exactly what I'm talking about when you see that movie. Again, that scientist had the ability to increase certain hormones that made you react a certain way. Fear, sexually, anger, all these things, dopamine hits like crazy. And he was able to do it with a device that was built in to a person, and that he was able to just boom, put in, like, boom, extract it. He would take that chemical and extract it in that person just with a touch of a button. It's crazy. And people who were once for each other, who were once embracing each other, he was able to manipulate their mind to get them to kill each other. Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It is crazy. And so, um, it's something that these topics that we've been talking about, these discussions we've been having, in the YouTube streets, or on social media, different platforms, they have to be talked about, because that's what the issue is at hand, right? Um, the reason why preachers keep preaching is because everybody not saved yet. You know, everybody not saved yet. So it's the same way with these issues that we have between men and women. No, there's no result. There's no actual upside to it. Divorce is at an all-time high. It's way over 50% at an all-time high, right? And then even before you even get divorced, I mean, even just regular relationships, breakups and regular relationships are at an all-time high. It's like you just go from one thing to another, right? And I was on Facebook. I know that's wild. But I was on Facebook one time. I was scrolling through for a second, and I came across something. I came across a question um, that I came across a question, and I want to shout out this particular person. I hope they're watching the show. Um, I'm going to share. I'm going to share this with you real quick. Here we go. This is a shout out to Eden Adele. I believe I'm saying that right. Eden Adele. Yo, this question was really a good question. Why do so many believe the best way to get out of one relationship, is to get into another? This is interesting. So, I made a comment here. I don't know if everybody else want me to read that comment, but I made a comment here. And I said dopamine mixed with monophobia is a hell of a drug. And so some people who understand what monophobia is, they understood what I meant by that. Um, and we're gonna break that down. And so there was one particular person there. He looked it up. Autophobia and monophobia is similar, same, basically. And it's a real kind of clinical thing. It's almost like it's almost like a you ever had a pet and like as soon as you leave they just go berserk. They just start trashing your house, but when you're there they're well behaved because they have that separation anxiety. They don't like being by themselves. And so if you had a pet like that before, um, and they have anxiety, what will happen is that pet will destroy. They will get upset. They'll get sad, and then they'll turn their sadness into violence, right? And this is something that's happening, right? So why do so many believe the best way to get out of one relationship is to get into another? And I said that it's monophobia or autophobia is a silent killer, but the symptoms are very noticeable. Some people don't even realize that fear. They would replace that fear with "I'm living my best life" or "I'm just doing me." Buzz phrases. Buzz phrases, right? I'm living my best life. Okay. All right. All right, live your best life. Here it is, another one. Terry Connor, shout out to you. There she go, Terry Connor. People fear being alone because it makes them accountable, and the fear that might and the fear that might just be them. That's another thing. Yeah, I like these comments though. They was dope because it can soften the blow. That's some that's no, let's not advocate for that, right? You know what's so funny? Um, here go one guy, Bernard Timberlake. Shout out to you, brother. They enjoy sex, and a sexual relationship is still better than celibacy. See, so everybody has their reasons, right? Everybody has some good comments. Um, some comments were, many don't like their own company. That's true. Because they don't know because they do not know any better. Well, that's also true. Staying distracted by another helps them. That's fact. So these are just a few comments from this particular question right here, right? And again, shout out to Eden Adele. I know we're friends on Facebook. If you are watching the show, or if you scrolling through on Facebook watching the show, please feel free to hit me up, man. We can definitely have some conversations and we can talk, and I may maybe get you on the show one day. Because she often does this, like this again, this is one of my Facebook friends. She often posts like polarizing questions or questions to get you to think. And I'm telling you, this is a good question because a lot of people do believe that. They believe that, hey, if I get out of one relationship and get into another one, this would make things better for me. And so the thing, so the issue is that you don't have no patience to be able to just be by yourself. You're just doing everything based on your desire. And see, we get into the topic. We get into the topic, man. You're basing everything off your desire. You desire everything, but you don't think it through. This is what's happening. You desire everything and you don't think it through. We're gonna pause right here for a second. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna get into this topic. Yo, desire versus logic. Let's get it in. right, all right. Check out the Mail Room Show tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be on YouTube and Facebook. If you don't have our information, please, I'm going to put it down right now. There it is. Boom. Follow us on IG at Mailroom View. Email us at the mailroom313 at yahoo.com. If you have any content you want us to go over or anything of that nature, or if you want to be a part of the show, if you want to, interested in being a part of the show, please feel free to hit us up on in our email. All right, that is the link also to our YouTube channel. So go ahead and copy and paste that. All right, and if you can't find us through, listen, if you want to find us on YouTube, we are prevalent on YouTube. So go ahead and just type in the Mailroom Network in all caps. You can type search us. Okay, the Mailroom Network, Mailroom one word, MALEROOM. Hit us up and subscribe to the channel, man. We are building our subscribers are, man, they coming through, man. They definitely coming through. So we appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And also on Facebook, facebook.com/mailroomview is our page. You can also follow us and like us there, and then you can get notifications on when we do live shows. This is a live network, so we do live shows all the time. We Nothing is really pre-recorded. We do have clips. We got all kind of things on our channel, so please be on the lookout for that and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get it in with this topic. So, going off of this particular question, right? Why do so many believe the best way to get out of one relationship is to get into another? Desire versus logic, right? And it was so dope how she had the background where she's thinking like, what is this about, right? So this is the question that we posing today, this morning. Why do many believe this, right? And so, like I said, I read the comments. I had commented on it, and some other people did, and they made some great comments. Again, you know, don't want to fix anything. That's a fact, right? Don't want to fix anything because it can often soften a blow. That's what some people believe. People fear being alone because it makes them accountable, and they fear that the issue might be them. That's another thing that people that could be true. So I mean, all these comments were really good. You know what I'm saying? Even the ones that I slightly disagree with, but they were good comments. Sometimes the other doesn't take it over seriously. So it's over. They don't take it seriously, so they can move on to something else. But at the end of the day, this is a good question, right? And so a lot of times, what we do is we don't think things through when we desire something. And desiring something has everything to do with how, like, you have a strong feeling of wanting something, right? That's desire. Some people desire cars, some people desire sex, some people desire money, some people desire status. Some people desire status in relationships so much to the point where they will do anything to get it, to fulfill that dopamine hit of what it is that makes them feel fulfilled and what makes them think that what they're doing is going to actually help them, when really all it's doing is crippling you, right? So all this stuff about the way to get over one man is to be up on another one, and all these different sayings that's been going on for years, all the way back before our day. This Now we're realizing that it doesn't work. Your desire and your way that you're going about it, your method doesn't work with the desire that you have, right? So it's like you have this desire to be in a relationship, but the way you get into a relationship doesn't work. You know, you still got some residue of pettiness, residue of anger, residue of skepticism. You have residue from the previous relationship because somebody cheated on you, so you got residue of being afraid that somebody gonna cheat on you and all this kind of stuff. So why are you in a relationship? What are you in a relationship for if that's how you still feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have not worked on those things to clear your mind from whatever it is that you previously experienced, clear your mind and your heart from that, so that way you can be a better version of yourself, and you can present that version of yourself to the next person. But just quickly leaving relationships and going into another one is a very um it causes you to hold yourself back from really growing and really maturing, right? Um, Monophobia or autophobia is the fear of being alone. So a lot of, like I said, I use as an example, if you ever had a pet and um, every time you leave the house, they destroy the house. Or they're sad when you leave, and then they start destroying the house. That and then when you say, "Oh, that dog is just bad," or "That cat is just bad," no, they have anxiety. They actually have a fear of being separated from what makes them comfortable. And a lot of us have that same anxiety. We have anxiety. We want, and that anxiety come from the desire. It come from your desire. You want to be with somebody so bad that you will overlook every red flag that they have just so you could be with somebody. That's how strong your desire is. And if you don't have that, if you don't get that desire fulfilled, what you'll do is you'll be sad, but then you start being mean. You start treating people like dirt. You start talking to them like they crazy. You know what I'm saying? All because you just don't want to be alone. I'm tired of being by myself. You so tired of being by yourself that you are becoming something totally different right in front of your very eyes and you don't even realize it. You have symptoms. You are showing symptoms. When you are sad and then you go from then your sadness turn into some type of violence, whether it be verbal violence or physical violence, that comes from your desire. You want something so bad that your way of getting it isn't working. You want something so bad. And it's like you don't know how to just relax and calm down and chill. You just want it so bad. So your desire goes against the logic. Like I said, in this question right here, I'm going to put it up again. Why do so many believe the best way to get out of one relationship is to get into another? Shout out again to Eden Adele, my Facebook friend. That's a great question because people do not want to be alone. They can't, they don't understand that being alone doesn't mean you have to feel lonely. You don't have to feel lonely because you're alone. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. But we again, we got this dopamine. We gotta have what we want, and it's almost like children. You know, that's why God styled us as children. You know, he like we are adults, but we act like children sometimes when it comes to being alone. I'm so tired of being alone. I just can't help myself. I just don't want to be alone. And it's like, yo, it's okay to be alone. And some people, when they see a person, I'm gonna tell you, oh man, when you are a healed version of yourself and you can be alone and being in a relationship doesn't like bother you like that. When a person who cannot be alone or don't know how, when they see when they see how long you've been alone but you're still happy, they get confused. They do not understand how that works. They're like, dog, this dude right here been alone for how long? This woman been alone for how long? And they happy? They're actually genuinely happy with themselves. Like they don't even know what that looks like. And when they see someone else that's happy, they like really mind boggled by it. They're like, oh my God. The only way you can really be happy is if you're with someone. That's what they're thinking. Because they suffer from monophobia. They suffer from the fear of being by themselves. So what they do is they run out, they leave whoever they with, or if that doesn't work out, even if the other person break up with them, because they're recognizing that particular anxiety that you have, because your anxiety turns into anger. Your desire is so strong that when you're separated from somebody, you get sad. Like I said, like just like a pet dog or a pet cat or any type of pet. When you're separated and you get sad, then you start tearing the house up, and metaphorically, right? So what happens is you do the same thing with your personal life. You just start tearing things up. You start going from one person to another, one person to another. I'm telling you, I know a woman like this. I've experienced a woman like this before that me even when me and her was talking seriously at a certain point, she was talking seriously to other guys too. I'm like, wait, just talk seriously to them. Like you ain't gotta talk seriously to me. If you trying to play the game, then just play the game. I can play the game with you. It's all good to me. But then when I was not around, she would hit me up and be like, "Can you come over? Can you come over? Can you come over?" I'm like, "No, no, 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 no," because not because I'm trying to be mean to you. I have other stuff to do. I'm not gonna be around you all the time. You're not my woman. You're not my lady. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we when I have time for us to go out or hang with you, yeah, I got you. But I don't have that time right now. I'm busy. And so she couldn't help it. So what happened? She'd get some other guy to come over and they do whatever they was doing. You know what I'm saying? This is and I'm like, it's so many people that's like that. And so what happens is they want to play the victim when you call it out. When you call out that monophobia, that fear of being alone to people, they want to be the victim. And then all of a sudden you're mean. All of a sudden you too passionate. Your passion is this, that, and this. Now all of a sudden everything is wrong with you because they have a strong desire for something that they know that the way they trying to fulfill it isn't good, isn't right. You moving on from one thing, one man to another, or one woman to another. This is a people issue. This is not a male female issue. This is a people issue. We have to grow up and get ourselves together with this. And so I always recommend some therapy with that and everything because at the end of the day, or go to church, get to God, do something that's going to fulfill that desire that you cannot be fulfilled from other people. Other people are not going to be able to fulfill this particular desire you have. You have a desire to be with somebody. It's so strong that you get sad. You get so sad, you get angry that you don't have nobody. And then you start saying stuff like, "But I'm a good person. I'm loyal. I'm this." Then you start being then you start bragging on yourself and boasting about why you deserve to be with somebody or you deserve to be happy. Happiness comes from here. You have to be happy with you. You see what I'm saying? That's why getting closer to God is so important. Because if you get closer to God, you'll be happy. You'll start seeing, he'll start showing you, like, yo, what I thought was making me happy, it doesn't really make me happy. You know what I'm saying? We so caught up in people. People have an expiration date. Everybody, every last person on the earth has an expiration date. They're not going to always be here. You're going to keep depending on people to make you happy or to make you feel fulfilled. Look at this question. You think this way. You think this is a good solution? Leaving one relationship and getting into another, you think that's a good solution? No. Because all you're doing, you're trying to feed the beast. Whatever your desire is, you're trying to feed that beast. And you would do and if you don't get your desire in this relationship, if you don't get that fulfilled, then you're gonna move on to another one. You'll never be satisfied. The only way you will be satisfied is if you are content. Shout out to my man Okie Dokie. You have to be content. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be content. Yo, I'm about to put the link up for if you want to join into the conversation, man. I'll put the link up in YouTube and I'm going to put it up on uh my Facebook page for people who are watching me on Facebook. Um I'll go ahead and put this right here. So if you wanna join the conversation, please go ahead and hit that link and I'll get you on the panel. All right. So, but yeah, that's the thing. Desire, your desire is so heavy that you don't even recognize how to be content. Right. Now, desire versus logic. So this is the thing. So your desire is so great, it goes against the logic that you should be having. So And I'm gonna just read the actual definition so that way we have some context. All right. And then we're gonna get out of here. A It says one, it's a noun, first of all. Reasoning conducted or assessed according to strict principles of validity. Second definition, a system or set of principles underlying the arrangements of elements in a computer or electronic device so as to perform specific tasks. So like logic for, like for instance, like your mouse, your left click, if you double click the left click, if you double if you double left click a file, it'll open up. That's logic. That's like a specific thing, right? So logic has something to do with discipline, principles, and specifications. So when you have a structure, your life, you want your life to be structured. I would hope that you want your life to be structured. And I hope that you have some type of boundaries that you set even on you, even for yourself. You got to set boundaries on yourself too, because you can get out there. That like the movie Fences. He said so the character set so many boundaries on himself that he started putting boundaries on everybody else. He started holding them back. But meanwhile, he was out doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? You see the concept here is to say, hey, I want everybody to fulfill me. I want everything to be, I want my desire to be fulfilled, but I don't want to hold any logic to it. How did that work? That's how that's how some people actually think. They think that their desire should be fulfilled at all costs, even if it goes against logic. And then when a person who is logical, who has discipline, and they start talking to you, you look at them like like they crazy. And it's like, yo, what you mean? What do you mean? How am I crazy because I actually have some discipline? How am I crazy because I'm practicing principles that's helping my life? I'm getting the results that I want and I'm happy with myself. I could lay down at night knowing that, okay, I'm happy with myself. I'm not doing anything that's against what I am, set as a principle for me. I didn't have to steal, I didn't have to rob, I didn't have to do none of that kind of stuff to make it today. God blessed me today. Today was a good day. You know what I'm saying? God is blessing me right now today. Right now, as I'm talking, God is blessing me. You know what I'm saying? And then some people like, was it what you got money in the bank? Not all the money in the bank that I want, but I'm satisfied with me. I'm happy. What I went through, the struggles I had, I don't have them. Now there's other things that I'm working on. Yes, I'm working on them, but I'm not punishing everybody else for what I'm working on. That's good. That's healthy. That's a very healthy thing to do. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's all about being able to to discipline your desire. If you want to be with in a relationship, okay, great. But you don't just jump into everything just because it sound good. Just because somebody sound good don't mean you just jump into a relationship with that person or even get involved with that person. You know what I'm saying? And don't blame other things because you didn't get the desire fulfilled in you. Don't look at something else. Don't look at See, a lot of people say, "Oh, I'll never get married, or I'll never do this, I never do." I used to say that when I was young. I was like, "Man, I'll never get married, man." I said that. I said I would never get married. And out of my crew, my old crew back in the day, I was the first one to get married. Hey, I learned a lesson. Like, yo, don't never say never, dog. Never say never, dog, because it just might happen, right? But I learned a lesson in that, right? I learned some things about marriage in a way, uh, like through the government, being marriage certificate, through all that, you know what I'm saying, having a ceremony, wedding, all that, all of that, yeah. So at the end of the day, I don't have to just jump into a whole bunch of stuff all the time. If I'm content, I mean, I've been here in Indianapolis for 3 years. I'm content. I'm good. I'm cool. I'm good. God is blessing me. I'm cool. I'm leaving people alone. Y'all leaving me alone. I'm good. Right? I'm cool. But there's always somebody lurking and watching you. I'm telling you, they lurking and watching you on social media or whatever they think that you got it going on. They be the first ones slide in your DM, hit you up out of nowhere. It's been a long time, right? Now I'm talking about some people genuinely want to reach out to you, and then there's some people they like really, really trying to finesse their way into a bag. They think, oh man, look, got a little bread on him now. He running his business. He got this, that, other. Yeah, what up, Tay? What up, what up, what up? And it's like, yo, man, I can see you. I can see it a mile away. I could definitely see it a mile away. You know what I'm saying? This is a good question, man. Why do so many believe the best way to get out of one relationship is to get into another? This is a huge question. You know what I'm saying? That monophobia is real. Some people actually fear being alone, being by themselves. They really fear it, man. They can't be by themselves. If they be by themselves, it's almost like it's like torture for some people, And I just hope that people understand that your desire is what's making this happen. Switch up your desires. I want what I want. You can't have everything you want, baby girl, homeboy. You can't have what you want all the time. There is no way, there's nothing in life where you can get everything you want whenever you want it. No, there's a process to everything that you desire. If you want your desire to be fulfilled, there is a process to that. There's a process to that. And if that process has not been dealt with or has not been tried and true, then don't do it. Don't hop into one thing knowing that you ain't closed this door. I ain't closed this door, so I'm gonna go to another one because I want to have security. So I'm not gonna close this door yet, but I'm gonna open up this door and walk in that one. And I want to make sure that I secure myself over there so that way when I do break up here or move on from here, I'll be straight. I don't have to struggle. Ooh, that's devious, man. Ooh, you see what I'm saying? And that's your logic. That's your logic. Your logic is because I want my desire to be fulfilled. My logic is I'm going to go ahead. I don't care if I hurt this person that I'm with. I'm going to go ahead and do something else over here to make sure that I satisfy my desire. So that way, when I do break up here, that I just be moving right along. I just move right on with someone else. Yo, we got to do better, man. We definitely got to do better. So, yo, desire versus logic, man. You got to make sure that they are aligned. You never want to do something, you never want to desire something so bad to the point where you would do anything to get it. My favorite movie in the world is The Nutty Professor. That's my favorite comedy movie with Eddie Murphy. That movie to me has a profound message. Because at the end, when he was fighting Buddy Love and himself, his desire for Miss Purdy was so deep that he was willing to risk his life to look a certain way because he thought that she would be satisfied with the other side of him. The other side of him, she thought it would be on point. It's like, wow. And when he finally said, you know what? I'm gonna get my life back. I'm choosing to be myself. He finally was being himself, and she was feeling him from the beginning anyway. You don't have to alter who you are completely to fulfill somebody else's desire either. That's not logical. If you're satisfied with yourself and that other person is not satisfied with you, then they just not satisfied with you. Okay, move on. Peace out, homie. Peace out, home girl. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. You're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. It's all gravy. My desire to have a person in my life is not that deep to the point where I'm just disrupting everything else just to make sure that I get my desire fulfilled. I've been in that place. I had a specific desire. I had it so bad that I interrupted the process and progress that I was having, and I had to pay for it. I had to pay the consequence for that. You see what I'm saying? And now I've learned that lesson. It's like, yo, never again will I do that. Never again will I do that. And let me check my desire. Let me make sure that my desire is not immature. Let me make sure my desire has some discipline on that. Because, like I said, just like you have a pet at home, when you leave, they have that separation anxiety. They start tearing the crib up. They tear the whole crib up because that sadness turns into anger. And if you don't check yourself, you will be angry with the way your life is going, and you can't blame nobody for the way your life go. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, yo, I got to change this guy. I got to change this woman. You feel me? That's what I'm talking about. So, desire versus logic. Amen. Hope I said something that was cool and dope to you. Like I said before, tomorrow, the mailroom show, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4:30 Central. Now, you want to be on the panel? Trust me, we're going to have some time for that. We're going to have the Q&A. We're going to do all that good stuff tomorrow. We're going to have a link up for the panel. You want to join us on the show at the end of the show? Trust me, got you. Till then, hey, next week, we're going to have another good topic, all right? Until then, keep your coffee and your conversation brewing. Holla at you.